Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Sips, Riffs, and Flix. I'm your co-host, Kevin.
And I'm Brandon.
And tonight, as you can tell, we have a special guest with us. We have Devin Alexander. If you're on social media, you might know him as
Devil Dog Devin.
Yes, sir. We are here with Devil Dog Devin. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hey, thanks for having me. I don't know why you'd want to hear from me, but I guess your guest list was getting really low, wasn't it?
Well,
Anybody goes by the Triple D, I mean, how do you not have them on?
so, and it's been a long time coming. I think we originally talked about this a year ago, maybe.
Every bit of it. I mean, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things happened in between, and I think everybody here has just got busy schedules and such, and
A lot of things going on.
Yeah. So, Brandon, go ahead. You got something to say?
No,
You're the host.
I'm not the host. I'm sorry. I'm used to being the host,
Hey.
so I don't know what to do now. So I got to wait for y'all to ask me questions.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
So, when we originally met with Devil Dog, we were talking about how we were going to do a show here, and he wanted to come on and drink bourbons. You like bourbons? We're still
bourbons.
trying to learn
I
about
like that
bourbons.
you call it bourbons.
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 But so we're still learning, even though we've been doing this now for 3 years. We're still trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you had said, hey, listen, we have an incredible distillery here called Southern Distillery, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
And
Southern Distilling Company. Yeah.
Southern Distilling Company, and you guys at Purple Heart Homes, which is who you work for, and you guys have partnered, I believe, with the Southern Distilling Company on a batch or a bourbon, or just tell me a little bit about that.
So this right here, what we got is this is the double rye, and for every bottle of that double rye, they're going to give us. It's not a set dollar amount. It's 50% of the profits.
Wow, that's
Oh.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so a bottle like this goes for how much roughly?
I picked this one up from the ABC store for $35.
$35. So
Yeah, it's $34.99.
$17.50 is going right to Purple Heart Homes.
Well, no, the profits. Yeah, you gotta
That's right.
you gotta pay for the bottle and the
right,
all the
right.
corn mash, and I don't know what it ends up becoming per bottle, but I do know that around Christmas they gave us a check for about $50,000.
Wow.
Ooh, fantastic! Hey,
That's awesome.
Golf clap to y'all.
Yeah, well, they that's not the first check they've given us. I would be amiss to even guess at how much they've helped us out over the years. They're just a great supporter. We couldn't be happier with that relationship.
That's awesome. Nothing better than local helping local.
So I'll tell you what, I'm going to try to open this thing, and while I'm trying to open it, why don't you just tell us a little bit about what Purple Heart Homes is and what you guys do, and give us the 60-second elevator speech.
The 60-second elevator speech. Are you timing me?
Yeah.
It's usually how long it takes me to open a
Let's,
bottle.
let's,
okay.
let's start with this. And sometimes we think he might lose a tooth, but we'll see.
Oh gosh.
Let's start with this. What do you do at Purple Heart Homes? Well, you personally. What do you do?
Personally, that is a good dad burn question. I am on like my 9th title now in 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's my current title is Regional Communications Manager.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I know that's right.
When you say Dad Bernard, I know you can only communicate regionally.
Well, that's exactly right. I
Like a 6 mile radius.
unsurprisingly,
That jerk can't talk to nobody but Iredell County.
I am assigned to the southern region. Just so y'all know, I came back from Georgia today.
Uh-huh.
Devin can't go north of
Straight here.
40.
That's they don't like me up there. They don't know what I'm saying. I went to Wisconsin last year, and I don't think they understood a dad burn thing I said at all. It was pretty bad, but yeah, I do various things. I organize volunteers, or I'm supposed to organize volunteers. This is a new position for me. We just restructured.
Yep.
Into a like a 3-head. Oh man.
He about
Yeah,
lost
you
an
got it.
eyeball.
Yeah, it's
About lost an eyeball.
There's a project manager, a donor relations person, and then a regional communications manager.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
yeah, so I work with the media and the volunteers.
Okay.
And other people do other things.
Cool.
Yeah.
So for the people that aren't familiar with Purple Heart Homes, so
Right.
like Brandon said, if you could give like a 60-second elevator pitch, because Purple Heart Homes does a lot of stuff.
We do, but primarily we are a A 501c3, for those that are uneducated on that, that means we're a nonprofit organization that assists veterans with housing needs, typically critical home repairs, things that fall under health, safety, and accessibility. Any of those things. We have the widest diversity of a program of any veterans organization that I've ever heard of. It's 10% military connected disabled or over the age of 60 and served. It was started by 2 combat wounded veterans, Dale Beatty and John Galena, and they were both injured in Iraq when their Humvee was hit. Dale lost his legs. John suffered a traumatic brain injury. While Dale was getting refitted and learned to walk on his new legs at Walter Reed Hospital, John was back here working with the local community, and they built Dale a house. And Dale gets back. He's looking at this. He sees all these Vietnam veterans working on his house, and he goes, "Why didn't they get this?" And so him and John started Purple Heart Homes from that. Now we've helped over 1,200, or we've done over 1,250 projects.
Wow.
2,500 veterans served, 48 states and Puerto Rico, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
we're all over the place.
yeah, it's huge. And, one of the things that for anybody that's watching this that does not know, Brandon and I and Devin also, we're all from Statesville, Iredell County. The 2 guys that he mentioned, Dale and John, they're also Iredell County boys. So
They are.
this is one of those stories of hometown people doing great things, and then it spread kind of like wildfire. It just started spreading and spreading.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And now it's what it is now, and it's like, who would have ever guessed,
And here's the great thing. The reason it ended up spreading so fast is because Dale and John didn't go out there and ask for money. They went out there and they did a project, and then they said, "Hey, this is what we did.
Right.
If we had some more money, we could do more of this. Would you like this?"
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Yeah, we like that."
Yeah.
And so now we've got some great grant partners out there, and we couldn't do without them.
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, thank you.
If you want to know more about us, go to phhusa.org.
Yep, we'll put
You better put it right here.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't see it, but it's gonna be right here.
Oh,
now I gotta do it twice when I edit.
Oh,
What I was looking
We'll have
up
to leave it up there for a longer period of time.
earlier was Brad Borders actually came on the Appetite Show back in 2018-19.
Yes.
Brad's
And did a whole
solid
thing
dude.
about that. Plus, he that's when they first launched the show that you guys do on WSIC now, which is the reboot or the put the pieces back together.
Putting the pieces back together.
Yeah, so I had Brad on the show, and he talked about early on when they were still doing it. Like it was very early on. Like only had a few meetings at like Western Avenue regarding that.
So yeah, there's. I think you're talking about 2 different things.
Probably.
Reboot is a great program that Brad he puts it on, but it's a national program that assists not only veterans with traumatic experiences, but like EMT, fire,
Yes.
and they even have a class for
That's
just folks that experienced it in just everyday life, because you can have trauma in any part of your life, but
Right.
he specifically runs the one at Purple Heart Homes that is geared towards veterans, and
Right.
they're going to start up a new class soon.
Fantastic. Well, if there's anybody listening in Iredell County and you've been through something traumatic, I'm a former ER nurse, so I understand all that sort of stuff as well. So if you need an outlet, you need somebody to talk to, reach out to these guys. Will get you set up. Right?
Absolutely, yeah. We'd love to have you at Reboot.
And one of the quick things, real cool, that all 3 of us did recently, Purple Heart Homes is also a major part of Military Makeover.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah, y'all did such a great job out there.
Well,
Well, thank you.
Well, I think that's why my back still hurts, because we demoed 2 bathrooms in about 7 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And I would show up with a camera. Remember, communications manager. I'm just supposed to do media stuff,
He's
take
working.
pictures.
He's
yeah,
working,
yeah.
It's working.
Right. Showed up with
But,
camera and coffee, and I was like, working hands, huh?
Yeah, well.
But definitely look into that. It comes on Lifetime, correct? Is
Yes.
where
It does, and then it'll be syndicated throughout the land.
Right.
But yeah, you can catch it on Lifetime, and I think the Armed Forces Network and a few other places. Military Makeover with Montel Williams.
Yep. And
Which,
go ahead, sir.
oh, no, he's a heck of a nice guy for all of those
Yeah.
who don't know.
And that airs March the
Say March the 8th.
8th
I was gonna
at
say 14th.
7:30 a.m.
Yeah,
Right.
that sounds right.
So there is the new season has started now. The first project was here in Statesville, and Brandon and I was there working with Brandon's Hunk of Junk crew. Devin was there filming and doing a lot of different
I
stuff.
think that was actually the Q2 project, is what they call that.
Okay.
The first one we were involved with as a major sponsor was in Texas. And you
Yeah,
can go back
okay.
and
Yeah,
find
yeah.
all the episodes of that right now if you just want to see about that. And I will tell you, if there's a secret guest in there. All I'll say about him is he's presidential.
Oh,
Hey, now, okay, all right.
I've seen
all
that
right.
episode.
Oh yeah, it's a good episode. You should watch it.
But the reason I wanted to mention that is just it's another thing that Purple Heart Homes is involved with that I think is huge. And I went just to volunteer. It's in our town. It just felt like I wanted part of it, and it was amazing to be there. I mean, in one day there was probably 70 people there working.
Oh my gosh.
And
Truly like ants.
and we
Like-
did basically rebuilt a house in 7 days. I mean, it's crazy.
Darn
So-
close.
It was incredible, and I just want to say again, thank y'all to y'all for coming out there.
You're very
and
welcome.
the spirit of community in general. If any of y'all who were out there, thank y'all
Yes,
so much.
definitely.
The Bowman family has loved that house.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was good. There was a lot of people there that own businesses here in Statesville, and just everybody came together. It was something that I've told a lot of people about. Like, just the experience was amazing.
It's an honor
So,
to be a part of it. For
yeah,
sure.
it was cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
Let's try
I've
this.
rambled on a bunch. So Brandon, what we're drinking here is the Southern Star,
Southern Star Double Rye. This is a blend of straight rye whiskeys.
and this is from
this is from
Southern Distilling.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, you were supposed to say that.
Southern Distilling Company, and it is 44% by volume, so it's 88 proof. Ain't quite running the temperature yet. Ain't got no fever. So it might
88
be a little
proof, creeping
smooth.
up on that high side.
And we've not done many ryes here.
That's
either.
right.
So
Thank you, Devin, for bringing this.
What you think?
It's better than I thought it was going to be.
So,
And the only reason I say that is because I've only tasted probably one rye in my entire life.
I
maybe.
think we've done one, maybe two ryes
We
on this
did.
show.
So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I knew it was going to have like a pepperiness.
ryes
to it.
are typically a little more peppery.
Yeah.
I love this rye as my standard mixer for everything that I make.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If you say I love this as a mixer, is it an insult to the maker?
I don't think so. So,
It's like I love her, but her sister's hot. like-
a lot of folks know Buffalo Trace, right?
Yeah, sure.
It's actually in the same price range, and it was originally intended, from my understanding, to be a mixer, and people just drink the
They just love it.
devil out of it. I
Right.
mean,
The devil dog out of it.
yeah. I was trying to. I was like, can I cuss on here? I don't know.
You can.
I'm wearing the Purple Heart Home shirt. I shouldn't do that.
Keep it clean.
Yeah. So, but
The gosh darn out of it.
gosh darn, yeah. But it is a smooth. It's a smooth bourbon, well, actually, smooth rye that you can drink by itself, but it's by far my favorite for like my old fashions and
Okay.
So that's what I was going to ask. So if you're drinking at home, you're making a cocktail, and you're using this as your mixer,
This is.
old fashioned. Is that your go to, or are you like a bourbon and Coke guy, or
oh no, I'm definitely an old fashioned.
old fashioned?
I'm my wife got the smoking kit for me.
I've got one too,
she's
and I've
such a
never used
sweetheart.
it.
Oh man, you should. It adds that little special something to it.
So you can tell a difference.
Oh, absolutely, I
Okay.
can. And
We're
if
gonna
you
do it.
don't want to do the time of smoking
Right.
I would say cut you that piece of orange peel
Yeah.
and just burn a little bit of the side of the orange peel, and you can give it a unique flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Burn the orange peel.
Never thought about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's van
Interesting.
freaking tastic.
So
Do you want
I,
to put some ice in yours?
I do.
or no?
Well, I've never had it just on ice.
What?
Let's see what happens.
Oh, let it breathe, brother. Oh, you got a whole
Shake
nother
a breath.
Oops.
Hey, that's good.
flavor palette in there.
Yeah.
So
let her
I
breathe a
typically
bit.
drink almost all my bourbons neat.
Are you
What's
serious?
wrong with
yeah.
you?
You know, hey, listen. You
Oh,
walk around
I don't
with a-
know. There's some hair on my chest. It's right there.
People
Look,
that drink everything neat.
That's what the problem is. You got
Listen, you walk around with a beard like that, you drink everything.
That's right.
Neat.
That's right.
That's
Because he's a man.
Now.
some man.
So I don't drink anything neat. Well, I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah.
I can. I'm getting better at it.
Just so you
I'm getting
know,
better at it.
anything with cherry Coke is not
Ooh.
neat.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
no,
I
that
drink
is
I drink Cherry Coke Zero with every bourbon, pretty
Shit.
much.
Oh my gosh,
You want to try one?
that fake. No, I don't like.
We should have a Cherry Coke Zero with this after a while.
Oh,
I mean,
blasphemy.
I would taste it for the purpose of the show. You already got me drinking beer that I wouldn't drink.
that's true.
Let me tell you something, boys and girls that are watching. That right there's a good drinking bourbon.
I'm not trying it yet. I'm letting mine melt a little bit.
Mine,
I'm
mine
letting it open
breathe a little
up.
bit. It
That-
is
that
delicious.
actually, yeah, that does.
That is really good.
Yeah,
Huh.
I like that.
I can't believe that you don't do anything on the rocks.
I do typically, so I do occasionally, but it's usually it's warm and the bottle is warm and I need to cool it down a little bit. But I prefer neat.
That is absolutely delicious.
I think for now I'm not calling it neat. I'm taking mine Devil Dog.
Devil Dog. Oh yeah. Hoorah.
so.
I probably just broke your speaker thing.
We'll be all right. How did you get the name Devil Dog?
You know, honestly, so we have the radio show called Putting the Pieces Back Together.
Okay.
And they were trying to do new things, make it a little more exciting.
Just
They're-
toying with nicknames
Yeah,
and such.
well, they were basically just doing dad jokes and this day in history, and so they wanted to make it a more of a traditional radio show. And they're like, "We need more people. Let's get who's the loudest guy we got?" And they had just hired me, and I'm like, "That guy." And so I get in the studio, and they're like, "Yeah, he's a Marine. He's a Devil Dog. Oh yeah, Devil Dog Devin. That sounds good." So that's what stuck. Yeah.
I love it.
So it's not been your nickname like since you were in the military and all.
No,
Like
no,
this
so-
started with the radio.
Right. For those
Okay.
of you who do not know the history of Devil Dog, it's actually from the Battle of Belleau in France,
Okay.
World War I. The Germans claimed they called us the Teflahunden. The Marines fought with such ferocity that they weren't human beings; they were devil dogs.
Absolutely. I
And
love
so,
it.
Yeah. And so
That's
that's
cool.
where that name comes from. So Devil Dog is just another name for Marine.
Love it.
Yeah.
What a great story.
That is a good story.
I'm full of all kinds of
you
facts
should-
that will not enrich
you
your
should
life.
be on this show all the time.
Oh,
It's
man,
way
it's-
better with you on it.
Yeah, I feel like I was.
I'd actually watch this show if you were on it. I
Oh
think.
well, thank you. You don't. Well.
I've never seen an
That's-
episode. I'm gonna watch this one. I bet.
Oh, God.
I feel like there's a marketing opportunity there. Surely someone's copy, like trademark Devil Dog.
No, I mean I don't think that you really can trademark Devil Dog because there somebody has trademarked Devil Dog. I think it was like Blimpie or something because there's also these delicious snack cakes
I was gonna say
that
it's
are
gotta
cream
be,
filled.
Yeah,
and
gotta
it's
be
like
something.
chocolate on the
But are
outside.
they called Devil Dogs?
They are.
Bastard.
If you go back to my TikToks,
Sounds like Devil
you
Turds.
can see where John surprised me with that on the show. I was like, "Oh, that's messed up, man."
Oh man, that's a good story though.
Then he called me Pudgy on live radio.
Devil Dog's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon, what do you think about yours on the rocks?
I think
over
I
there?
want to cheers the Devil Dog. That's what I
Me
think.
too. That was a good
Hey,
story.
cheers to
Thank you for
y'all.
coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here, and we drove all day today, and I made Paul Cockerham
Yeah.
just lay it on the gas so I can make it here in time. I was like, you
We
get it.
appreciate
We
you,
got
Paul,
things
for
to do.
getting Devin here
Yeah.
for us.
Thank you, Paul. I
Yeah.
would appreciate that.
So I will say that now that this ice has melted, I mean, it was good neat.
It was good neat. No
Yeah,
joke.
no, it was delicious Devil Dog style. But now that I have the ice in there and it's really had a chance to breathe and open up, it's that thing right there is slicker
It's
now.
smooth.
Shit,
It is good.
it's smooth.
I would be afraid to just drink that on ice all the time. I think I would drink it too fast, and I'd get snockered pretty quick.
That's what we need to do.
It get snockered.
No, bring the Devil Dog over.
Oh
For a
gosh!
weeknight.
A weeknight, late night, weeknight.
Yeah, and let him sleep on the couch. Just
Thursday,
we just wanna hang
Thursday.
out.
man.
Yeah.
Thirsty Thursday.
Little
Yeah.
Bagger Vance invitation.
I was asking if it was an open or an invitational earlier, and yeah.
Don't worry, I've got ideas.
So, guys, for anybody who's just coming on or missed the beginning of it, we are drinking the double rye from Southern Distilling. And one of the reasons that we're kind of tying all this together is Purple Heart Homes, Southern Distilling has a partnership, and this bourbon, they do give half of the profits back to Purple Heart Homes. So that's important to know if you're shopping for bourbon, looking for bourbon, at least you know this one's a bourbon with a purpose. So you're going to be giving back to the community and getting yourself a nice bourbon all at the same time.
And they're both local companies, which is the best part.
They
It's
are,
always
absolutely.
local, supporting local.
Yep.
Which Kevin and I are huge with supporting local stuff that's going on around here. So,
All right, you really are. Yeah, and we certainly appreciate that. And if you love veterans, you'll get drunk for veterans.
That's right.
It's Southern Distilling right here. Don't do that.
I mean, that's a commercial.
It's just a joke. Please drink responsibly. Yes, please.
So, Brandon,
yes.
would you walk across the street for Southern Star Double Rye?
So I would happily walk across the street for Southern Star Distilling Company's Double Rye because this is delicious. So if you don't know our scoring system here, it's if you will walk across the street for it.
Really?
Yes, because a long time ago, I can't remember who it was or whatnot, but we had someone asked me something. I said, I wouldn't walk across the damn street to hear such and such. Play her music or his
it was
music.
Taylor Swift.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't walk across the street to hear that go racket. I'd call the police on her.
Oh gosh.
Here we go. Don't
get me started. The Swifties.
You really should not piss off the Swifties.
That's
I don't
exactly
care.
right.
I'm fairly certain they will boycott.
Yes,
you.
they will.
They'll just show up at your house. There'll be little kids camping in the front yard.
That's right.
Well, my daughter and my neighbor across the street are Swifties, and I don't care.
But that's kind of how it started. So
Yeah.
it became like we would drink something, we do whatever, and we'd be like, all right, so would you walk across the street for it? So that's kind of our rating system.
Yes.
It's just a yes or no. Is
Yes
it
or
good
no.
not?
That's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't need to get complicated.
No.
Know how many stars.
Life
and
is too
thumbs.
complicated
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
it is.
So, Brandon, you said you would happily walk across the
Happily.
street. Yes?
Absolutely.
I think I'd probably I'd get a running start in my driveway and I'd try to jump over the street to go drink it.
Delicious.
Man, that's
that's
it's
that's
good.
pretty impressive.
It's good, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hard on bourbons because I
He
don't
is.
love a lot of bourbons.
I know. Well, technically, it's not really a bourbon. It's a double rye. So maybe you just need more ryes in your life.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe you need more rye in your life.
that's
I
right.
like it.
And
There's another T-shirt.
absolutely. They have another delicious rye called Hunting Creek, and I think you should try that out.
I think that's the one I had in my old fashioned when we were there for the Medal of Honor recipients.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what was in the old fashioned, but I could be wrong.
it's
But
good.
the old fashioned was delicious.
I think they were starting to put them in the old fashions
Okay.
and such because that had just come out like not too long before that.
So,
And it's great.
I think that's what was in them. That
And then
old
there's the
fashioned was good.
Paragon. So there's all kinds of
I haven't had the
delicious
Paragon.
We'll have to try those.
spirits over there. Yeah, I'll bring a whole selection next time. Just throw them all
A
up there.
slew of them,
You know
if you
what?
will.
Slew.
You know what we ought to do? We
Not
ought to
yet.
go. We ought to take this show on the road.
Oh my God.
We should
To
set
the
up at
distillery?
the distillery.
I bet
Well,
that we,
if they'll
I
have
could
us.
probably work that out.
Can you work it out? And we'll sample. We'll just line them up and we'll sample everything they got.
Man,
like
that
we did at Old
sounds
Nick Williams.
amazing.
Let's do
Yeah.
that. We'll
Yeah.
have to get a driver. We'll have to get a limo.
A limit. You know,
We
That's
ride
another-
limos, by the
We'll,
way.
we'll tell you that off camera, by the way.
We riding limos.
I used to ride in limos. My uncle owned a limousine service, and I'd come back from Kuwait and Iraq, and we got there, and I told everybody, I said, "Hey, look, if there is a limousine there, it is for me." And they're like, "Oh yeah." And sure enough, I didn't actually think they were going to show up in the limo, but they showed up there in a stretched limo. Everybody thought it was for the colonel, and I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'll see y'all, boys. I'm going to Statesville."
Heading to Statesville. That's what I was going to say.
Statesville.
Headed to Statesville.
Yeah,
So
it was
before we
good
wrap up, we didn't ask Devil Dog. Devil Dog, would you walk across the street for it?
Oh my gosh, I already have. You know,
He's over here waiting on saying, "Come on, boys, the water's
The
fine."
water's fine over here, boys. Well, Devin, thank you so much for joining us
Hey,
tonight.
thank you so
And
much for inviting me.
we've got a lot more questions, a lot more discussions, but we're going to keep this one short since it is we're just kind of tasting this. But we'll do a part 2 and some other stuff. And but we appreciate you coming on, talking about Purple Heart Homes, bringing this fine rye with you.
Double
And
rye.
I mean, you've got a lot of slogans. Do you want to leave the fans with a slogan or
A slogan. I don't
Yeah.
know.
you know, like get more rye in your life?
Get
like-
Send us off, Devil Dog.
Yeah.
I don't know what slogan we would have. Hey, y'all have a lovely day.
There you had
That's-
it. That see y'all later. Tell your mama, tell your friends,
Tell
like,
everybody.
subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Oh
Thanks.
yeah, and follow me on TikTok. Yeah.
Yes, follow the Devil
What's-
Dog.
Hey, yeah. What is your actual TikTok?
Devil Dog Devin.
I just want to hear you say it.
Yeah.
Check him out on TikTok. Also, Purple Heart Homes is on TikTok. Is it right or no?
That is true.
Okay.
And always go to the website phhusa.org.
All right. So, guys,
Beautiful.
check all that out. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that. Share it. Tell your mama, tell your friends. Thank you. Bye.
See ya.